Tua to let him be able to set up Benford on this route. Sells into the inside, and it works back to the outside. Meanwhile, Tua.
Trayvon Diggs one-on-one with Roma Dunze, and he just slips. Gets imbalanced, and Trayvon Diggs
goes in front. It's a back shoulder fade. You hear about it all the time. You're running a fade route. Rodgers puts it.
Meet with them, and you see Justin Jefferson. Look at this release.
Talk about a great guy to meet with right here.
I mean, he's one of the all-time greats.
To the drive. Yes, you don't have to get that complicated, right? Put him outside the numbers. You're pretty much, whether it's zone or man.
That space right there, look at this. Widen them, and then go in. Hawkinson had to chip and help.
Yeah, it did look like it. You just got the one-on-one single high safety right here. You know you're getting man. And Lane trying to hit that back shoulder.
St. Brown, double move on Marlon Humphrey. So Goff isn't so much worried about St. Brown winning on the route. He's got a
3 steps in the pocket. The ball is out well before Waddle even gets out of its break. Ball's out. And there's nothing that White can do to this.
Good as a first down. Just a really good route here on the outside. He sells like he's going to go to the back pylon on a fade route.
A lot of these guys stepping into different roles. Jalen Tomlinson, Budda Baker. I mean, there is nowhere to go on the edge.
Watch this move in and out when he's within 5-10 yards of the line of scrimmage. Those one-step little jukes are just so hard.
Watch this. Widen them. Now come back inside. Use their
tonight against the run. What I want you to watch is his eyes. Sits back. Now he sees the ball about to be thrown. That's when he reacts. And look at him work around with that. His body
has been simply outstanding. You can't play this any better. Trail technique, help over the top, turn.
They're going to go for 3, and Denver's defense holds him out again. Surtain was there.
Yeah, he does a nice job. Watch him pressure the outside. That allows him to get back inside, and it also gives him time so that safety can't.
stayed right in his hip pocket, right where you need to be. Let him get up right there. Stay right there. Don't move. Really well done.
Does. Watch this. Play action. You know they're going to run the ball, right? Nope. And
quarterback. We know about his ability to make plays in space. Here he's just trying to say, hey, I'm in your vision. I got this. And then he goes way up.
The awareness of Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans, who was not covering that time, Kenny.
Dropping him real late in it. But Smith and Jigba just runs past Kool-Aid McKinstry, number 4, and underneath him.
It's what they want to see from him. We saw this in the fourth quarter against Baltimore, where look at the strength there. That's what you want to see. I mean, he's a big corner, wants to get his hands on the receiver. He's going up against the quickest receiver in the NFL. What a pressed look there.
Just playing a little man-to-man, and I'm telling you, you've got to. You look at Dan Quinn, that's what Dan Quinn's doing. Man-to-man, he's going to do it. Harris there. Watch this at the end.
Going up against one of the best corners in the league. That is good coverage, and that's a great throw.
Marlon Humphrey, number 44, is going to be the one who grabs, and he's got his eyes in the backfield. He's just not anticipating that St. Brown's going to go out on the route. But then coverage is pretty good coverage, actually. He's locked up man-to-man, and this is just it's a good route by Andrews, and then it's just a perfectly thrown ball. With his speed, is coming off the ball, and Terrion Arnold, I mean, he knows what he's up against. He knows this guy can just blitzes and gets in the face of Jared Goff. He comes a little bit late, but there's the one-on-one matchup, and
he was looking to his right. This is who he wanted. Mike Evans up top, and you see he's trying to get there. You saw the coverage, nice coverage on them, so he misses that. Then he goes back to his fourth option in Sterling Shepard.
For the Colts, right side of your screen, this is press man. Man, he's all over him. That is beautiful.
6th interception in 17 games against the Tennessee Titans.
Zion McCullum just got a new contract from the Buccaneers. That is excellent.
The defense isn't expecting that. When they see everything going left, they're expecting it to go that way. Down's got Amani Hooker. This young man is. He's the inside receiver, slow, and then he extends. I like how he changed speeds.
A safety where he's got a big advantage with the size, and Kincaid really has wide receiver skills. Pretty good job at Davis here, not giving up on the play. Look at the accuracy, but
Garrett Wilson, they're playing off coverage as they should. And you see Jamel Dean, he's playing off coverage. and he's reading the quarterback. Now watch Garrett Wilson just stop. You cannot stop as a wide receiver with a ball coming at you like that. You have to continue to work back to the football. If you
Troy Aikman to Michael Irvin. Bang 8, we call it. Go up. It's a deep slant. Ball's got to be out. Turn your head. Jefferson will get open. We know that, and he does the rest.
Why they got him.
Well, it wasn't man coverage. This was zone, but Devontae Adams just runs right by Reed Blankenship. He plays a lot in this slot, nickel, dime type package, and here he is matched up one-on-one.
He can go up and break in or out. Feel the leverage, break in or out. Wentz thought he was about to break up. A good job not throwing it. There's a pump fake, and he's guarding him here. He's going to cut underneath on the dig. I actually don't see a whole lot.
Best pass defending linebackers in the entire NFL. Let's take a look. Good coverage. Yeah, I think that right hand.
Well, they have not had a connection this season, but this one could not have come at a better time. Hunter is actually...
The ball floats a little bit, but I mean, how many times have we said this? You've got one of the biggest, most physical receivers in the league. Give him a chance. And
gets around him. Little miscommunication. Thinking it's cover 2, and there wasn't. Ball's
brilliant catch and run.
Well, with no De'Ami Brown, who else is going to have this speed and playmaking ability to get the ball to? And when you watch Hunter, almost everything that he's done this season has been underneath 10 yards.
Very good last year. 40 catches, career high, second in receiving touchdowns. So they do have an alternative. They really like
Romeo Doubs. Here they are at the bottom of the screen. Just watch him get out of his break, his stop right there. Just stops quicker, retraces, loses Denzel Ward.
And a biggie of 36 yards.
Still running play action pass. Turpin running across the field on McLeod. He's got that speed. No one's going to catch him. Yeah, you got Pickens one-on-one. It's not one-on-one. It's actually cover 2. Stevenson does a nice job. And anytime that ball's one-on-one, Tolbert and Wright, it's just called a 9-stop. You sell the go route, you hit the brakes, ball's midway in the air when you turn.
whatsoever. The ball's up a little bit late. They were only on the 20-whatever yard line there, and then it was Watson. Almost made the one before that. Watch the turn and the focus, and he squeezed that one. That is fantastic. And you know, Thornton had another one last week. Could have been an addition.
Well, Ricky Pearsall had an excellent debut in his first game in the NFL this season.
Footed. That's a lolly. Get everyone to think. You see the safety react. And then you run that, what we call a high 7 route. A 7 route is to the corner of the end zone. You take it high, throw, and Wright is kind of all over that. But the
win in man coverage, and that guy right there, Drew Phillips, with the only interception by a DB in this game, right on the money, gets his head around. He just didn't like it, and I think he didn't like it because was that Burns out there, jumped up, sort of got in his way, comes right back and just zips a bullet in there to Thornton. That looked like the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been a long time coming.
Well, remember these big in cuts from Ricky Pearsall. He's gashed this Arizona Cardinals defense on it, and not this time. Taylor Demerson, a.k.a.
I think the Giants finally lost their patience. You're going to see it looks like it's going to be something. They had Neighbors double-teamed on the other side, but then as the ball was coming down, it was one ball maybe just a little behind, but great speed that time by Adebo to go.
Threat of Kyler Murray on the edge, but there's McBride on the outside, and Winters has to chase him. And look at him go attack that football in the air.
really good play design. Komet here. You watch the play action fake. Settles the linebackers into the line of scrimmage, and you can't get any more.
Okay, right in the middle here, who was going to run under Kelsey, so he goes to the second choice. It's why you run those double slants. If you don't like the first one or there's somebody clogging up the middle of
drive, he kind of lollies right to sleep again. Nope, I'm going to go inside. Oh, no, I'm going to go back out, and let me just stick that big palm up there. Dak puts it right on the money, so accurate.
And watch Jalen Thompson on the outside. Remember, he's playing in position there because, well, you got to applaud the coverage here for Denzel Burke, Keitrell Clark.
Caleb. There's not enough guys in the rush, and certainly no coverage. Williams doesn't see him come from behind and just take that ball away. What a play by Stevenson.
See if he was inbounds here. That's key. Got the ball.
And I don't know. Very close.
Very close. This year, that's a good time for it.
He felt the pressure. Dak did. He decided, okay, guys, I'm going to keep all 7 guys in and
watch James Conner exiting the pocket right there, getting out of the backfield. He had him early, and Kyler was scrambling. Didn't quite see him till later. D. Winters closes the space and eliminates the touchdown opportunity, creating a 3rd and 10 in the red zone. And Ricky Pearsall sure loves to run them, but it's really the discipline at the top of the route, getting back to the football.
But plenty of time to look down the field. And there's Loveland, rookie from Michigan, my alma mater. Fine.
Well, they developed this rapport on slant routes back in New England, playing together up there. But on 3rd down, you're the first-round receiver. You're in your 2nd year. You got to be ready. It's a money down. He's the automated teller machine, baby. And that's Trey McBride. And in man-to-man, when you get a guy mugged up in your face like that.
There is then for these receivers, and Bateman just sits right down in the hole. And
gain of 7 and a fresh set.
Well, it's good on good. It doesn't get better than this. I'm on St. Brown, and then you got Kyle Hamilton, and just an excellent route, Joe. You talked about it a moment ago.
There's Pearsall in the slot, running the corner on Thompson, who we mentioned is going to have to play nickel.
Yeah, and the reason is because he has so much speed coming off the ball. The Ravens are trying to play coverage, and they're trying to run this umbrella over the. He's not even looking in the backfield. He's got his eyes on Andrews, but Andrews just comes off the ball, runs right past him. So he had a.
And first down for Baltimore.
Little pick here with Mark Andrews as he comes off the ball, and Zay Flowers comes under, and they try to disguise things. They bring him up. You're going to see they turn and try to run underneath things, and they just don't know exactly where their landmarks are. So when you come off the ball, Sam Laporta, and then they go to a 2 deep here, and he knows that he doesn't have what he wants down the field. He comes down immediately, checks it down to Montgomery, and then he makes Roquan Smith miss. As he comes off the ball, because of the speed that you talk about, Joe, he gets the secondary turning and running. You see the safety.
The numbers just jump really well. And here's Job. That's right up to
the change yet. Timeout taken.
Just a little slant by McConkey. He gets an outside step. Well, first it's the pressure by Cooper, but you see the double move by Johnston. Hufanga gets up, gets caught.
I know the scoreboard, not a big deal, but a nice play. And there's the foot. There's the foot. Jack Stoll's supposed to be a blocker. He came down with it like a receiver.
Side off the play action fake. You got Johnson going down the middle of the field and then all of a sudden hitting the corner route with McConkey underneath him. Sutton is the 2nd guy right here. Watch, he's going to work across the field, but it's the reaction here on the play fake. Watch the play fake on the toss, the rollout, and then you lose backside. There's no one there. That's why I got a little excited.
Who has become an offensive force.
Well, Johnson's just working across, and then he sees Herbert start to scramble, so he peels it upfield. They're going to call the penalty on Moss, but John, your hands are on him. Here they are right in the slot. Oh, that was actually Moss. So number 2 there on Quentin Johnson on the outside, and he gets his hands past that.
And on 2nd down and 9, he picks up 13. It's a Charger first down.
Well, they bring Sternad on the blitz and Singleton.
This is Cooper Kupp getting involved in the game, and that's the formation right there that Seattle likes to go play action at. Both tight ends in location, but off the ball.
Goal unit.
And they come with pressure. So for Okada, you can stand there flat-footed.
Chargers.
McConkey did such a good job a year ago, and you see the veteran Keenan Allen there.
By Nick's away, here comes the punting unit.
Well, Nick does a nice job of stepping up in the pocket. He needs to put this ball to the boundary, though, because watch how St. Juice is able to recover. Well, he's right there at the point. He's going to line up, work outside, and work on a curl. Just a little back shoulder throw. You don't want to bring him into coverage as they're trying to get the ball out. They forget the tackle.
Knicks, and they move the chains again.
Sutton with just a dig route from that left to the right.
This is impressive effort, just individual efforts by Quinshon Judkins and Harold Fannin Jr. This is just a little curl pass. That should be taken down right there for no gain. That's just great.
Watch as he goes to come out of the route. A little inside out move and then wrap up there by Moss. But see where the ball goes?
Jason, this is a great example by number 11, Jackson Smith-Njigba, seeing that his quarterback is in trouble and then going into their scramble drill. And what does he do?
Well, you got two verticals going. There goes Tucker Kraft. He's going up. We're going to come down here, go outside. Number 9, Grant Delpit, doesn't know which guy to cover, and he's late getting over to Matthew Golden. Needed to...
And system on Friday, and then they demonstrated it. Tight formations makes the defense.
What they do, he's pressed and he's at the line of scrimmage. But look at the way he comes in the back door and leads with that left hand to knock that pass away. And Olave's going to come over in motion, and you see Reek Woolen trying to communicate with Kendrick, not fast enough on that quick.
Let's take a look at Penix here, what he got. They're sitting in the zone, everybody's sitting back. And the receiver falls down, so you got no shot. This is actually not a bad job there by Penix to try to make the tackle. They don't even shy away from it. They know the skill set the kid has. Beats him out the top. Oh, they did a nice pick. Nice pick. He's able to get out in the open. Yeah, that's on Mooney. He can't stop his route. You got to keep on going. It looks like he slowed it up at the end. Let's watch this. He got hit. That's why. Yeah.
Anticipation by Joe Flacco on this. It's at the bottom. It's just an in route. Going to get by Nate Hobbs, the underneath defender, come into that middle of the field, and really good anticipation.
Out of the slot, you can see him right here. And he's just, as long as he has that defender on his shoulder, he'll get open every time. Now you're going to watch this. Mooney's route's not a difficult route. And they're just manning it up. And it's from a zone, or a man. Yeah, you're going to watch it off the edge. He's coming right from the start. You can see it. With the nice coverage, he's staying on top of it. It had to be a fence, and the ball's right where it needs to be again. Penix right on the money.
Shaw Smith way the backup.
Wade just timed it perfectly, but that's completely on the quarterback. That is, you do not make that throw. He threw it sidearm. He wanted to get rid of it, and Smith-Wade just read it perfectly.
First defensive touchdown for the Panthers this season.
What a drive that was to go for it on 4th and 1, to have the long third down completions, and then to
that second timeout.
It's like man-to-man coverage. Really well done. Coming up in a big spot.
Yeah, this is becoming super common. You're going to see a C-gap entry on play-action pass. You see this at all levels of football.
Puka had 7 points the other way, and that's why Harrison Smith is so invaluable. Full-time starter, brought him over from Philly, and to be one-on-one, it's a great design play. Well, we thought Travis Hunter was a two-way player coming into the year. I think we need somebody else to get on both sides of the ball, because when the ball's in his hands, you're not catching him, and I tell you, that was an exceptional play.
Boy, attaboy, Brian Thomas Jr. It's been a tough day at the office. Way to step up, but that was
Today, he loves Chase, but look at that. Same technique he used earlier, punching that thing out. That is Flores' coaching. That is Rodgers' commitment.
Nick Herbig was rushing off the backside and almost got a clean win around Will Campbell, but Drake May gets the ball off just in.
Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, and why would you not just continue to target one to Dotson? Take a look, just a little levels concept. Devontae Smith, he takes the high. Dotson, he comes behind him on the scissors, and I like the play design. It's boot left, so everything looks like Devontae Adams is going to run a high corner route.
Coming in, obviously the technique.
That in the slot, there's no question where that ball is going before he even hits his back foot. Eagles' possession it's really the first time today that it's looked like, you know what, Jalen Hurts, you're our guy. You're our dude. And that's all they needed to just give that extra beat.
On into their lap after Washington cut him loose late last year.
Yeah, they really like him. They're like, we had no pressure in Stafford's face.
They're going to get him for flexing there, taunting.
Yeah, late flag came in after the Nakua catch.
12-yard pickup through the air. I mean, this is tight coverage. This is quality coverage. This should
highlight reel for Rodgers. Terrific grab.
DK can put it on his highlight reel too. What a grab.
Felt like Philly really needed that. Not exactly sure if Higbee did what Stafford was directing him to do. You saw Stafford kind of pointing, not exactly sure which way he wants.
Far too easy. Hunter Henry goes right down the middle of the field, and there's just nobody there. Completely void.
Connection.
Jonnu Smith is just going to sneak in. You're going to see 15 drop out here, and he's going to sneak behind him, and Rodgers puts it right on his chest as he hit
the 10-yard line. Take a look. So the first down is right at the 10. Oh, yeah, he catches it well past, and then they're going to say that that was a football move trying to duck back inside. And
of all time, but those dudes wearing the jerseys are pretty good too.
Exactly right. And that's the combination that you want. Just look at the amount of time. Look how far Devontae Smith comes. He goes in short motion. He gets a read. Look how long this route takes. He's got a little traffic there. He's got to run through second level.
Anderson off of the edge, and then there's a miscommunication or a bust in coverage because
just 5 catches on 19 targets.
Yeah, and it's the lowest catch rate in the National Football League. And just
Alec Pierce, second time we've seen Pierce run an intermediate crossing route like that. And
there's Garrett Wilson. He's going to go up and inside. He's playing one-on-one versus Zion McCollum. He's trying to play him from off man. Mike Evans, before they were playing zone, this one's straight man. And look at the ball place.
First down at the New York 38.
And it makes sense. Emeka Egbuka has been phenomenal for Baker Taylor.
Ball spotted just short, so it's a 4th and inches. Aaron Glenn leaves his offense.
Things Cam Ward does. Lockett's the inside of the 3 receivers, middle of your screen. I love the change of direction, scramble drill.
And he said Tyke Smith, extremely strong. Wide receivers have a hard time blocking him. Ever since they moved him to safety, he's been making play after play. Tyrod threw it just in time. Nice route by Garrett Wilson. Zion McCollum puts a hit on him.
So looking like they might have a lot more than a winning season right now. It's zone coverage again. Pittman just sits in.
Well, here you go. I mean, you're just outside here trying to come on this comeback to your player here, Thornton. And, you know, the bottom line for me, great coverage right here. Amos, their best cover.
Make those underneath catches for a young quarterback. His 11th year.
Playing organized football until he went to the States to go to school at the Petty School.
Top of the screen. That's him, right?
Yep.
That's him. He's strong hand.
Well, Luke McCaffrey just going to go get in the middle of the football field right here. Mariota doing what Mariota does. He has just been on point. Look at this perfect execution. Nobody around Luke McCaffrey. And here comes Debo right here. Watch Debo run. We look at this touchdown. Here is Tucker right here. Now watch. He's going to run this shallow across here. When the quarterback comes out, now he adjusts and gets to the corner of the end zone. So not only fast, but just savvy, adjusting his route on the shallow cross. Sees the quarterback come out in trouble, gets to the pocket. They're just going to run the shallow right across here, and they just lose him. Vulu is like, oops, right there, and there goes. Looks like just confusion in the back end there. Sainra still thought he had a deep safety. You can see he's just got leverage, thinking he's delivering Tucker to a deep safety, and there was just nobody over there.
Tyrod Taylor, if you notice, he starts drifting over to the left side.
Bucks convert on 3rd down.
I mean, that part is frustrating for me.
Look at this matchup right here, and look at the cushion. Tre'Davious White ends up giving Waddle at the line of scrimmage. Kind of sinking in coverage, which is surprising.
Navigating the pocket, but watch. That's a nice play by Woods.
Really is.
This chess match with Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, understanding when Sauce Gardner is not on him, they're going to make him the first.
Yeah, sure-handed. They missed him last year with that knee injury. Looks like he's back feeling much
down, and then just wrap out here. A little switch release by the 2 wide receivers. You're just going to get up, and then you're going to get back inside. There's Trey going down.
Jump and make the deep ball, but watch the crossing route here. They're playing zone coverage, so he's behind the second level.
Comes back home here.
You see Achane out there to the outside. Gives you an idea of what kind of skill set he has as a man-to-man coverage. That's what Buffalo likes to do. They motion, see how the defense responds. Corner goes with him. They know what they got. Now just get it to him quickly. Couple blocks. How about Kincaid right there? He's able to seal the edge and the speed and quick.